Hi guys, welcome to Real Talk. My name is Dylan, and in today's video we are going to be reacting to It, Welcome to Derry, episode 8 preview. The last episode of this season is crazy. To think that we've already watched, 7 episodes. It felt like we were only watching the first episode like 2 weeks ago, and it's a shame that it's coming to an end, but today we're going to be watching episode 8 preview. I know it's going to be full of absolute carnage, and it's just going to be utter chaos. So, without further ado, let's watch episode 8 preview.
Dick, what are you doing? Can't take it no more.
Oh no.
When I close my eyes and I dream of you, I see your pretty faces and I taste them.
Oh no, Will.
Dick Will.
But my, oh my, how I wish to cry every time we say goodbye.
Oh no.
So long, losers!
Oh my god. What have I just watched? I couldn't even tell the hell what's happening, but what? Guys, this episode is going to be insane. So guys, let's go and break down the trailer scene by scene. Let's go. So in this scene, it looks like, Dick's had enough. He just wants to, take the easy way out because of the amount of voices and the things that he's heard. That's something which is called The Shining, and obviously he's seeing like dead people and it's just really messing with him. So I think he just wants to take the easy way out, which I think he's really overwhelmed with everything that's going on. So that's what appears to me in this shot. In this shot, we also see Pennywise in somewhat of like a foggy atmosphere. As we know, like some sort of fog does come in. We have seen, Derry, it gets covered with fog. And it also, by over here, it kind of looks like he's part of like a circus truck. So maybe we get to see him in the Pennywise, the Dancing Clowns, truck. Well, I wouldn't really consider it as a truck, but I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but I just know that's just something related to the circus. In this, we see a lot. Let's break it down. So, here we see the patty cakes. So, we've got Elaine, I think this is how you say it, Patricia, and we also have Rhonda over here, down there. And we also have loads of, kids on these posters. So, shit better go down. Shit better go down in this episode. And then when I said about, the foggy atmosphere, I mean this. I think this is something government related. I'm not too sure, but if it's Pennywise, then what what is he doing? But I'm pretty sure this is something, government related, so they can do things without, people seeing them do. And we know, guys, don't get scared because we know that Will's gonna live. I mean, in terms of the deadlights, I know the deadlights are supposed to be, they're seen as like they're gonna change you after, which it is potential that Will's not gonna be the same after they get him out or wherever he is, because we know from the It 2017 film that he does live more further on, and then obviously he dies later down the line in the fire. So we know that he will survive. We won't see his death. But I don't think he's going to be the same after, because at the end of episode 7 that we see Pennywise got him and the deadlights, which, the deadlights is a big no-no. I have no clue what I'm looking at here. It almost looks like something to do with like Juniper Hill, with them like their nurses or whatever they call them. That's the kind of setting that, I'm getting from her because of the hat. She kind of looks like a nurse. And then the feet floating scene, as we know, that's the patty cakes. I'm pretty sure they see the deadlights because their eyes go a pale colour, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, Pennywise got them. And I think Pennywise is just like, he showed himself to everyone, and obviously they locked them in. And I think Pennywise just kills every single one of them, because if you really link it back to the missing wall that we just saw, maybe that's all of them. We don't know, but that's from what I've seen of this. I think they are all the missing kids in the missing kids posters. And he looks like Pennywise, man. He's got the lip, he's got the smile, and I think he's manifested himself into this whoever the hell he is, because I don't know who the hell he is. He does look like Pennywise, so yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. And we're seeing in this scene, he's singing and we can hear circus music. So I think he goes back to somewhat of a circus setting. Maybe he's like performing to kids, or maybe that's like somewhere that they're luring him in. Maybe that's linked towards when they're all banging on the door trying to get out. I don't have a clue. You know what? This is all just theories that I'm creating. So let me know what you think is going to happen down in the comments, what you think is going to happen in the episode, because I think shit about to go down. Because I think a lot of stuff is going to happen in this episode. It better be a long episode. If it's not longer than an hour and 30 minutes, get out. And then we see Pennywise's face starts to distort and it starts to warp, which is, you know, I think that symbolises he's about to show the dead lights. So I do think that scene does link to when they're banging on the door, so that's what I think is going to happen. Then we see Lily, Ronnie and Marge running with the shard, which we know that Pennywise hates. Yeah, going back, I do think it's somewhat of like a circus trailer, something. I think that's the exact same trailer that we saw in episode 2 or 3, where we went, I think we go back to 1906, I believe. Put a correction of the year if I'm wrong, probably wrong. But yeah, it does seem to be like a circus trailer. And it just looks like Derry or just wherever they are, it's just getting covered by this fog, which, like I just said at the start, I feel like the fog symbolises the government are trying to do stuff to cover it up from the, you know, the general public, so they don't see what the hell's going to go on, because you can't see in fog really, so you can do pretty much anything. You could get away with murder. In this scene, we see Lily, which is very blurry, but I could tell it is, because of the hairstyle. We also see Will. We know that Will comes back, because look, I'm pretty sure that is Will. So we know Will's back, and that's, I don't know what her name is. I'm going to be real, I forgot. So put her name is, we see her, which I know that she's got quite a big involvement. So in this scene, I think Will's dad's gonna die because she's reacting something like really bad. You see Lily, she's also going to cover up her mouth. We see them shooting at, which, you know, I think it's gonna be it, but you know, gunshots ain't gonna do shit. In this scene, I don't know, that looks like Will, that looks like Lily. I can't tell if that's Marge or Ronnie. So I think that's, I think if I'm just gonna go off by guess, Lily, Marge, and Will. It looks like they're running towards the circus trailer. It kind of does look like a train, though. I'm going to add that. It does look kind of like a train. And then I think we go back to the scene where they're all shocked. I think that's the exact same scene, but just, you know, different shot.
So long, losers!
And we know that The Losers, you know, is a reference to, you know, the Losers Club in the It 2017 film, and just It in general. So I like how they've, you know, he said, oh, so long, losers. That gives me goosebumps, because, yeah. But I like how they reference that, because in a way, I'm not saying this to be mean, but they are kind of losers. They don't, you know, hang out with the very popular people. They're not losers themselves, but people, I would say, consider them as losers. So I'm pretty sure he's just doing it to bully them, because he's absolutely. We also see in this scene, which appears to be Marge getting dragged by, we don't know what the hell she's getting dragged by. We can't even see it. The only way that I know it's Marge is because she's got the glasses, the hairstyle, you know. So I don't think anything's gonna happen to Marge, only because we know that Rich died, and we know in the It films there is a character called Richie. So I do think she lives on, and she gives a child the honor of having the name Rich, which Richie, it makes sense, you know what I mean. So I think that's a really good reference that they've made. Like I said, that he's out there, so I do think like he sacrifices himself for everyone. That's why I think I'm gonna link that back to the shot that we saw earlier of them like horrified in the car. I don't know. Editor Dylan here. Guys, I just noticed that he doesn't die, because we see him in the It film, the 2017. Guys, I'm so sorry, I should have known that, but we know that he doesn't die, so I can now say, back in that car scene, they are reacting to something far more worse. I do think something bad's gonna happen. Originally, I did think, you know, Leroy, he was going to be the one that sacrifices himself, because obviously we see Charlotte. She looks very distressed and she's screaming like something bad's happened. And then we also see Rose screaming. So I do think something is going to happen in that scene. I think they've, you know, covered that up really well, because there's nothing that really makes sense to really point out who's going to die or something, whatever's going to happen. Unless, like, all of, like, the army troops, like, legit just get killed in, like, one swipe. But that's all I can say. But, guys, enjoy the rest of the video. We see these two characters standing with guns. He looks like he's smiling. I don't know. Maybe he's Pennywise. Probably not. But I don't know why he's smiling. Or he's just really shocked. She's screaming. And then this does really confirm that it is Pennywise's trailer, the circus trailer, because obviously we see it in the It Chapter 2 scene. We saw it last episode when obviously it's Bob Gray and he's doing his makeup. He's back in his trailer with his daughter Periwinkle. Maybe there's something in that trailer that they don't want them to have or see. And we see Pennywise's hand, which appears to be in a school, and he's going to announce something throughout the school intercom. So I do think that where I said where they're banging on the door and the patty cakes obviously they float, that looks like the school hall. So I do think he's going to be performing in the school hall, and then reveals his deadlights, everyone dies, chaos. That's what I think is going to happen. And then Welcome to Derry, Sundays 9 PM. Well, that's what I personally think is what the hell's going to go down in this episode. I hope no one dies, because we've built such a connection with the characters on screen, so it's going to be a shame to see like any of them go. Guys, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I just want to hear your thoughts about what's going to be happening in this episode, what you think of, Welcome to Derry so far. I'd love to hear it. Guys, if you like the video, please go down there, hit the like button, and subscribe, because subscribing, it's free, and like you click the video, so like don't click off without subscribing. Cheers.